It's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleashed and Sky Black on the Nashville Caveman Podcast. Stay tuned.
Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. I gotta turn up this function like I'm in the Lotus and punch it. All I'm gonna ask is stay in your lane and you won't be food for my luncheon. I'm coming up out of the dungeon, cooking up plans to make something from nothing. And since I secured the bag, it's time to do math, so I'ma keep hustling. I thought I had lost my way or something. I am not feeling what they say is busting. They keep us trapping this way, disgusting. If you so happen to catch me flexing, I could be killing the stressful day for learning how to install some chromic crystals on the Escalade. Matching the optics on my sternum. I am for the sake of the people. Grabbing my Glock and pray to the Lord, cause not everybody tryna be peaceful. I still hope we set the stage for showing them how it's supposed to be, so those that's close to me won't have to ask, hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Had a joint called down about it. Letting these loud mouths know how to move without sound. Best if we don't even shout out. Midwest, east, west, down south, till we get even or even above. Till then we gon' opt out. And educate on the backside. Folk gotta act right and they won't backslide. Just put it together no matter the weather. My brother, so hey, if you dealing with vices in you and it's cutting you up like against you, put it on chill for real, or they gon' just use it against you. What you got in that bag? Quiet water.
What is going on, guys, man? Welcome to the Nashville Caveman Podcast. I am one half of your host, Damo Unleashed. We are glad to have you guys here, man. Welcome everybody from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Vigo. Happy Tuesday, or Taco Tuesday, as we like to say. And I'm going to go ahead right now, give out the floor, the red carpet, to a friend of mine that's like a brother. So now the floor is yours.
Man, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Nashville Caveman Podcast. First and foremost, I don't even know if this is true or not. This is just rumors. We in the wrestling industry have lost a brother-in of ours, a good friend of mine, a great wrestler, Anthony Taylor. I don't know too much about the issues, but if that's true, our prayers go out to him and his entire family. No. I don't want to speak on it because I don't know too much. This is just what I've seen on social media. We've lost somebody who was a really great friend, great worker, great person. So if we could just get your prayers and shout outs to the family that's going through this hard time, that would be great. Thank y'all. On another note, don't forget this Saturday coming up, thanks to everybody last Saturday that came to Huntington to see Sky Black versus Dustin Wolf. Don't forget this Saturday coming up, Corning, Arkansas. Sky Black will be there going one-on-one against Crusher Koloff. That is Sky Black versus Crusher Koloff this Saturday at ICW. Don't forget tonight, ICW presents the D-Bling Radio Show, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with the replay from 9 p.m. to 11. This Thursday, we have our new show every Thursday from 10 p.m. to 9 p.m. where we play soul, neo-soul, rock, R&B, all the other music, because Tuesdays is usually hip-hop days. What's up, Miranda? Tuesdays is usually hip-hop days. So Thursdays is where we play the other music. So tune in to offtopradio.com. That is offtopradio.com to listen to new music, exclusive music that you're only going to hear on this show. Artists, if you have music, please send it to us at sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. And artists, don't forget to hit up Mr. Damo for advertising and promotion on this show, to play your music, all that good stuff. And man, we're getting closer and closer, Damo, to the awards in December.
I know, man. Think about this, guy. Next week, school starts back.
They don't really get a summer, do they?
How fast Where did that come?
But do they still do the like 8 weeks and then 2 weeks off, 8 weeks, 2 weeks off, like a full year round schedule? Is that why they summer so close?
I think it is something like that because it can fall break. I think you're right because the fall break. I mean, they get a fall break, which is about October, mid-October, and then you got November, December. They get winter break, and so
yeah, because I know some counties do a year-round schooling, and so from what I was told, they go to school for 8 weeks and then they get a 2-week break. Then they go to school for 8 weeks and get a 2-week break. That's also including the Christmas and the fall break and the spring break. So that's why their summer is so short.
Yeah, but you know what? I like the way we had it. We didn't go to school till late August. When I was in elementary, we wasn't going to school.
Right, man. Thank you.
We had a real long
summer, unless you was graduating. Our summer ended like May 10th, somewhere in there. So we had the second week of May to like the third week of August. Because by the time we went back to school, that's when Labor Day was coming up. You know what I'm saying? In September.
Right. Right. You absolutely right. And so, man, these kids, I feel like, man, they get fall break, which is a week. But it feels like they losing about 2 or 3 weeks of summer. So I don't know if the trade-off is any better. If it's me, I think I'd take the latter. I'd rather have that long summer break. Because our break was summer break was like 3 months.
Yep.
So I feel for these kids. But then again, man, these kids maybe need to be in school longer. Because, man, I don't know what happened. But, man, it's like these kids, they've taken so much out of school. They've taken so much out of school. I think it's books. I think books serve the purpose. You know what I'm saying? I think it was good to have books. Because now, how many kids, unless kids have a parent that's really on them about reading, what kid is getting on their laptop and reading?
Not too many.
Like going to the library really was a good thing. It was a thing back, when I was young.
Not just going to the library, we had to learn the Dewey Decimal System. Like when you got a certain age and you had to go get a book, nobody was there to help you. You had to learn how to open up that little drawer, find a you know what I'm saying, just the Dewey Decimal System. You had to find your book,
You're right. And so I don't pity these kids, man. I love the childhood that I had growing up. Speaking of, man, you was talking about a passer. Man, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Forget his first name, but I know his last name was Osborne.
And then Malcolm Jamal Warner, because they all die in threes.
Man.
But see, Malcolm could have been prevented, man.
So,
I know y'all like going to the beach, because I thought he drowned saving somebody. No, he was just out there recreational, and the current sucked him in. Y'all be careful out there, man. I don't go out there. I stay just as far as for the waves to hit my knees or my waist. And even then, the current will knock you over. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how strong it's coming off that water. Y'all have got to be careful out there, man. I know people like to surf and, go out there and play and hang glide. And, man, y'all got to be careful.
I think if I ever go to a beach, because that is one of my goals. I've never been to the beach. And when I do go to the beach, all I want to do is put these dogs in the sand. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? It look like I'm cool. Maybe stick my feet in a little bit of water. I don't mind getting wet. I ain't too cool to get wet. But one thing, like you said, I ain't gonna do is you ain't gonna find me out past water past my waist. It ain't gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Because, man, I'd be damned if I be up in heaven and I'm like, how did I go, Lord? How did I end up in here? Oh, you drunk. Damn, I still had about 35 years left. I don't want to be up there like that. No, you right, man. And the other two, Sky, you know what trips me out? I get it. People pass away and it's a shock because, damn, they passed away. But come on, y'all. Hulk Hogan was an old dude. That brother lived a long life. He lived till he was in his 70s. And I'm shocked that he lived that long because, this is my opinion, but I think that he was on steroids. It's in my opinion. I think that man was on steroids.
That's why they all leaving.
He was in.
So, yeah, he got blessed.
Yeah. And so for him
Because a lot of them wrestlers were down in their 40s. So, yeah, he got blessed. He did.
Yeah. Yeah, so for him to live that long, you know what I'm saying? And I know he was a part of that. I mean, they ain't gonna say it, they ain't gonna come out, but I know when veins get to percolating like that, man, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, your veins is bigger than some people's necks. I know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But he lived a long life. The same way with Ozzy Osbourne, man. I know he was on that stuff. There was a period, I know, he probably
he might have been a little bit older, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. See, all these people coming out the 80s, it wasn't regulated like that. So people were doing cocaine, heroin, meth, cigarettes, shooting up, and then go to work.
Hell yeah, they was partying like it was 1999 and 1989.
But you know what the scariest part of this game is like in the 70s, when cocaine and all that stuff first come out, it was very expensive. The only people who could afford it were like pilots and doctors and firefighters and police, like people who had money, right? So they what they call freebase and stand up all weekend snorting cocaine or smoking through a pipe. Some of y'all surgeons and doctors and nurses was up for 3 days straight over the weekend, and then Monday morning get a surgery on you, brain surgery, heart surgery, any of these things.
Because they was under that pressure. You think of all the pressure that doctors is under? Hell yeah, they on that stuff.
So imagine in the 70s how many of y'all had surgeries and y'all doctors was as high as Cootie Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like just up there.
They probably dropped some cocaine inside of your body.
They just doing surgery and some coke that went inside your body. Then you wonder why you addicted. Absolutely. Yeah. Right. So in the 80s, man, coming out of that, a lot of them did. And not just wrestlers.
When they turned that stuff into crack, it was all over. When they turned, I don't know. And this had to be a brother that did something, and then he just fumbled upon this idea, this creation. You know what I'm saying? Because who even thought of doing that? Like, somebody had to been doing something that they ain't had no business, and then they was like, damn, look what I did.
There you go. People just always experimenting. There you go.
Because freebase is still expensive. It's still expensive. Poor people don't do freebase. They doing it, they crack.
And whoever thought of that is crazy. Because whoever thought about mixing cocaine and baking soda and all this stuff together to form this little bitty rock that sometimes is more powerful than actually taking a quarter of a brick. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesus. So some of the smartest people in jail, you know that, right? Some of the smartest people we know in jail.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what I think happened, Scott. I think some woman was in the kitchen. You know how women get in there and they be freelancing trying to create some shit. And they probably, put water and some baking soda in the water, and they stepped away for a minute, and somebody walked by with some crack or some freebase, and they fell in there, and then they was like, they rocked up. Somebody did something crazy, but that ain't just a thing that you just think about.
Hey, well, whatever, however you got it was popular throughout the 80s. That's crazy.
You might be right, because Alexander Graham Bell and them, they came up with them kites and got electrocuted, and then all of a sudden we had phones. So hell, who be flying a kite out in the thunderstorm?
Absolutely.
You just don't
understand when America was first founded, none of those drugs were illegal. They didn't get illegal till the 1900s. In the 1800s, cocaine and all that stuff was legal. You could do it. That's why Coca-Cola started. It was a mixture of sugar and cocaine.
And speaking of, I think that's the most powerful drug on the planet.
It is addictive.
I think sugar is strong. I think if people that are addicted to sweets, I've never seen nobody addicted to sweets been able to rehab from sweets.
They got to find an alternative, or they're going to stay with it.
Crackheads bounce back. We done seen alcoholics bounce back, and even people who smoke cigarettes. But I've never seen nobody that was addicted to sugar be able to overcome that.
Or they find an alternative, something that just tastes sweet. They don't have a lot of the sugar and calories, but you're right, they don't. Once you get addicted to that, man, it's hard to break it.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Because I don't know if I fall in that category, because when I was much younger, like a little boy, 5 or 6, me and my sister, we used to eat every candy bar known to man, every sugar. But what happened was I broke out into ringworms. So my mama took me to the doctor, and the doctor said that he has these ringworms because he's eating all this sugar. So I had to literally come off of that stuff, and now I don't even like candy bars and sweets like that no more. So I think that's the only thing that saved my life was breaking out in the ringworms on my face. Well, I'd have been like everybody else. I'd have been addicted to that stuff.
Yeah. Y'all, we got some good stuff on deck today. So, and also, my people that's on Beagle, if you're sitting on the panel, stay there. Okay? Because after this first hour, I'm going to lock up the panel. Whoever don't get in, they not getting in when I give away the 500 diamonds. But one of you are going to get 300 diamonds, and then we're going to do the 500 diamonds. Sky, what I may have you do is you got like a bowl or something where you can write numbers. Right now, I got 1 through 6. So if you can write them numbers down, and then yep, and then when I tell you to, you're gonna pull out a number, and whoever's number you pull out, because he's not on Bigo.
Nope.
And so whatever number you pull out, that's
said 1
through
get. What?
6. And then if we get other people coming in before the hour's out, I have you add them. But like I said, after the first hour, man, I'm gonna close. I'm gonna lock all the windows that's not filled up.
Absolutely.
So here's what we're gonna talk about today, y'all. Do women really have role models? I came across this discussion. I was really interested. They was talking about it. I don't really think men have role models either. But I'm gonna get into that. But that's one of the topics for today. Why most black men don't protect black women. This woman went off on black men, right? About a situation that she had, and black dudes didn't step in and intervene, and she was upset about it. But I'm gonna talk about why, okay? I don't know if y'all heard about this. UPS has followed suit behind FedEx. UPS has laid off 20,000 drivers. I don't know if y'all heard about that. They actually offered them a severance package of $1,800 for every year. So say, for example, you was with UPS for 10 years, you get $1,800 a year, that's $18,000. I'll take that and run. And just go get me another job. I know the layoff's coming anyway. I don't want to risk you laying me off, and then I don't get money on top of it. So I'll just go ahead and take the buyout. All right, especially even if I've been there 30 years. If I got to go somewhere else, it's fine. But we're going to talk about that. Also, a lot of ladies don't really understand this or know. And I think this woman on a podcast put this so elegantly. How to bring value to a man. I think she had a great answer when they asked her this question. Also, are women 40 and over invisible? Meaning, if you're 40 and over, do you feel like men are no longer looking your way? So, a couple women spoke on that. We're going to listen to that. A couple goes viral after a woman exposes her man / baby daddy for pissing in the bed. So I guess this dude, he pees in the bed. She got on and just, man, embarrassed the dude. All right. And then the last topic, why it's so important to live alone while you're dating. Sky, I know me and you have talked about this before. This isn't just for men, but this goes for women too. I don't advise y'all to move in with no dude, because we gonna hear this woman's situation and she totally didn't see what happened to her coming. But man, it was a wake-up call. Should have been a wake-up call before the situation happened, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. So we're gonna listen to that. But y'all know like how we like to do, man. We like to play music before we go ahead and get into our topics. So without further ado, we're gonna bring it to some music. We'll be right back, and then we're gonna knock these topics down, all right? Y'all rocking with the Nashville Caveman Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Bigo. And are you on Instagram now too? and Instagram. So shout out to all our people on Instagram also.
Absolutely.
Gave me life in another form. Sexing you be like crazy, like a part of a poem. Born to lead a leader, hugging her when I greet her. How does it feel to have a man and know just how to treat you? Make you feel good, don't it? Wanna get out and flown it. I know your nerves be getting bad, cause I be getting on it. That's why whatever you want, I go get it, no matter the cost. Your friends be dropping the salt, but I'm playing them all, cause they don't mean nothing. They just be running their mouth. They just mad, cause they live in the bricks and I live in the house. And we hustle hard for that, and we ain't going back. They just don't know what I went through to try to get where I'm at. You think back to that shack and that old ass lack where you used to hit the block every day trying to get off that pack. When I was poor, broke, ass out, didn't wanna go home. You was the only one that had strength to keep me strong. That's why it's you and me, you and me, you and me. Out of the game, girl, out of the game, yeah. You and me, out of the game, in and out of the game, yeah. See forever, my lady. You and me and you, what the deal? Between both of us, you know we sure to make a meal. Can you feel what I'm saying? I know to fall on my knees to pray. We used to go half up on the sack, half up on the yak, half up at the tank, half up at the bank. We used to hit licks together, flip together. Shit, we went from chips to cheddar. Who better? Trying to be a foundation for us to build. From the bottom to the hills, from the ocean to the fields. Ain't you real? That's why I feel the way I feel. The sign sealed, delivered sincerely, we will. I can hold back love, I can go back love, I can go back love. You and me, out of the game, you're out of the game. You and me, out of the game, girl. I can go back love, I can go back love, I can go back love. I can go back love, I can go back love, I can go back love. I'm giving it to you, cause you display the truth. Everything that I'm trying to do, you trying to do it too. It's hard to tell you, but I cheated with some rats on the roll while you was giving me everything. I was treating you cold. Man, it's been hell and hot water and back with my cat. From short stacks to fat, from pintos to lax, I'm back. And how the hell I make it this far? You may not like the din, but you love me now. No more clouds or rainy days, just sun shines in your smile. Meanwhile, we've been focusing on building a new house, on a new route for more clouds, steady repping the new south. Ain't no doubt them gold diggers hate to see what you bout, because it's you and me, you and me. Out of the game, girl, it's just you and me, you and me. Out of the game, girl, you and me. I can go back love, I can go back love, I can go back love. No, no, I can go back love, I can go back love. Ooh, baby, you and me, yes. Me and you and me and you, baby. Me and you and me and you, sugar. You and me and you and me, baby. You and me.
All right, we back, man. I'm gonna go ahead. Before I do, in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna do about 2 stories, or probably one subject, and then we're gonna draw. So if you're interested in possibly winning 300 diamonds this first hour, I would suggest you joining the panel. Again, 1 o'clock roll around, or 35 minutes from now, when it roll around, whoever's in the panel is in there, and everybody else, I'm gonna lock out the panel. So if you're interested in winning diamonds today, jump in the panel and please put your mic on mute. Sky, I want to get into this, man. So 60% of women say that they don't have moral role models, or someone that they trust. So we're gonna listen to this discussion, man, and then we're gonna go ahead and chime in on this. I got a take also as far as like I don't even think we men have role models. But without further ado, we gonna hear that angle and then we gonna bounce off of that. So
Will Smith, he was one, married to his wife, never divorced her. Look at LeBron. We got role models. Name 2 good ones that are female. Real fast though, like real quick. I can't. Look, I can name one. It's like not a lot, but LeBron James. You feel me? He's an example. That's only one. Name one girl. No, don't figure like name one for real. No, that ass. That's married. In our lifetime, the only one you can go back to was 1960 with Coretta Scott King. Martin Luther, and don't watch the video and think that we being Christian. Look, think of 5 women that right now that are beautiful, that are married, loyal, and faithful, that teach good women on the gram and morals. Name 5. Cannot do it, bro. And they are out there, but they're so unknown and not in the limelight. They're not popular. They don't really popularize, quality women no more who are submissive. They show the women who are, I'm a boss. I'm a boss. What? Why need a boss? A man for what? That's the new culture. You know it's gonna be crazy. They're gonna say, Ronnie B, Ciara, like, and the crazy thing is, like, the only ones that again, Ciara's a good one. I think that's a terrible one. I think that's a terrible one as well. Ciara's a terrible example of being a good woman because once she look at Will Smith, he was one.
All right. So that's the take on that.
Maybe excuse me, 2 that I can think of right off the bat. One, I would say, and I know how people feel about Dwayne Wade and his son, but we ain't talking about them. Gabrielle Union. I like Gabrielle Union. She is classy, she is smart, and she's not in the headlines like that. So if I had to pick one for women, her, and 2, Turk's wife. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with Turk from the Hot Boys. His wife is his wife and his manager, and I've been listening to her. She is smart, articulate, but she's from Memphis too, so she's kind of hood a little bit. So if I had to just pick 2 right now, if you're saying that women have no type of female role models, I like those 2.
I don't even think we got role models. Will Smith, they said Will Smith. So y'all think a role model is a man that allow his woman to emasculate him, and they ain't have to have this interview. They ain't have to have it, right? An interview about his wife sleeping with their son's best friend in their bed. And that's a role model? Or LeBron James, like, LeBron James, the unfortunate thing of LeBron James, right, is LeBron James does everything right. Like, he been married to his wife for over almost 2 decades. All his kids was with her, right? And that's good. But you know what I take issue with? And LeBron, and just like the other ones, and this is why I say we don't have no role models. None of these guys ever speak on, man, how disadvantaged our community is by not having fathers around. If a lot of them spoke power to that, to other men, to hey, the importance of being in the household and raising your kids. Even if you're not in your household, you need to make sure you be engaged with your kids every day. Right? And I get it. There's some women that make that very, 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 very hard for to do.
Right.
But that's the stuff that you should have considered before you had kids with her. See, you should have married her first and see if she could give you value in that. Mm-hmm. But you didn't do it the right way, and then that's the consequence of it. So now this is where you at. Now you know she's going to make it hard. But it's still on you to do everything you can to make sure you stay engaged with your child.
Absolutely.
To the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Some things is out of your hands, that's what it is. But they don't speak power to that. That's my whole problem with Barack. You know what I'm saying? Barack's a role model to who? They don't talk about, man, the lack of fathers in homes. Our community is getting crushed across the board because not just boys, but young girls. The young girls suffering too. Because how do they know how to pick a husband? They ain't never seen one. They ain't lived in the house with no husband. They don't even know what the role of a husband is outside of Hollywood and movies, which only show you bits and pieces. Mm. You know, they don't ever show you the tough time. This is why when people hear them vows and they don't, you know what I'm saying, really understand what them vows mean, because they don't understand the tough time. They get caught up in the lovey-dovey part of Hollywood and all the BS. But what about when times get rough? What do you think for worse is? In sickness, what do you think that is? For poor, them are the worst times. And so dad's not being around, so I don't think we got good role models. A good role model gonna talk about, man, not only be a great dad, but they're gonna talk about the lack of fathers being in home.
So what do you think about Charleston White and Kevin Samuels?
I think they trolls. But I will say this, they're intelligent trolls. They did what they did to work for them. Role models? No. Who looking at Charleston White like that's a role model? You know what I'm saying? Like, the sad part about it all is, you know who's supposed to be the role models? Our daddies, our moms. Them supposed to be the role models. Why are we looking at sports figures and Hollywood figures to be role models?
That's what.
Well, they are the ones that putting clothes on our back or putting a roof over our head and food in our stomach. They ain't the ones doing that.
Yep. Charles Barkley said he is not a role model, right?
He ain't. He was right. It's like, that's your kid. You should be raising your kid, not me. Why is your kid looking at me, and why do I got more influence over your kid than you, and your kid is the one dependent on you? You're the one they're dependent on.
You know what?
But I got more influence over your kid?
You know, when Kobe died, there were probably more boys that went to Kobe's funeral than they did their own daddy's funeral.
That's a problem. So how do we got role models? And then you think about it, when they talk about, when we have role models, which I never looked at Malcolm, Martin, and none of them as role models. You know what I'm saying? They were good men, but they ain't role models. But at least we can say them dudes was married. They had wives. You know what I'm saying? And they talked about, you seen the importance of the father. You seen it.
Yeah. What's up, Faith? I guess the real question is, what makes them qualified to pick female role models? Who, men qualified to pick? I don't know. Them people were just having a conversation. Them folks just having a conversation about female role models. I don't know. I know I ain't qualified to pick a role model, but
She right. They're not qualified. I don't think women are either.
You know.
I don't really think any. I think being a household should be the role model.
Yeah. I just picked two women I thought.
If the person in your house ain't the role model, you lose.
Yeah, I just picked two women I thought off the top of my head was Gabrielle Union and Turk's wife Imani. So she held him down even when he was in jail, and she's making sure that he gets his money and everything else. So I just picked those two women. But I guess any woman, if you had to pick between Hollywood and going out here and committing a crime, then I'd rather for you to just pick Hollywood and have them be your role models, because a lot of these folks, man, without TV, man, crime would be up to the roof. Did you see that fight that happened in Cincinnati?
I heard about it.
That's what's going to happen if we don't have what I call pseudo role models, sports figures and action heroes and Marvel comics. You know, all these people do, and role models, in my opinion, just gives you hope that there's a better day tomorrow, right? You know, so you're right. I don't think there's really such thing as just a role model outside of the household. But when you don't have a father or your mama's working two jobs, you got to have some type of hope.
I think that's the tragic part, because I think, you know, man, I think if anybody outside of somebody that really directly impacts your life, right? Like she's saying, a grandmother or grandfather, a mother or father or uncle or aunt, or even a cousin, right? Or even a sibling. anybody that's outside of your initial family that's a role model over the people that really connected to you, that's a problem. I think that's why our society is deteriorating. Because, man, we don't have people in the household that we can say, because when I think of a role model, I think of this. Somebody that you want your kid to be like. And you don't really know the people in Hollywood. All you know is what they show. You don't really know it. So do you really want your kid to emulate them? Because they can be great at sports, but then they can have a belief in bestiality.
Or embezzle money like Brett Favre, right? Yeah.
Or they could be like Nick Cannon and have like 30 baby mamas.
That's crazy.
I mean, he's successful and whatnot, but do you really want your son? I want my son to be like Nick Cannon. He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? But is he really a good guy? Is that somebody you say, I want my kid to model their life after them?
He's a good guy and maybe a good dad because he brought kids into this world. But would he be a good father? Raising 10 kids and 10 different women and 10 kids or 5 different women?
Man, he got a whole football team.
So, that's the hard part, trying to spend time and instill. As long as he's still in Hollywood, and once he retires, then he can bring all his kids to his big mansion and give them what they need. But right now, while he's still out here grinding, so to speak, that's going to be hard.
But that's the most important time, is when they, in this age, kids are most impressionable when they're young. Once they get to a certain age, this is why parents can't control it, because they try to dominate them. And then when the kid come of age and they can no longer dominate them, now they ain't got no control over them because you didn't form no form of communication with them. You didn't speak to them with respect. And so now they don't need your respect. And they be like, and that's when the disrespect come in. And like I said, some people have more influence over kids than the parents do, and that's bad. That's just real bad. But it is what it is. Sky, before we move on to this next topic, man, I want to go ahead. All right, so let me go ahead. Box number 6. Could you move over to 5? My person sitting in box 6, if you can move over to 5 for me. Let me see if I can move them. Hey, Mimi, could you move over one box for me? Are you still sitting here? All right, well, we're going to take out number 5. We're just going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So if you could do me a favor, take out the number 5, and then just, you know what I'm saying, pick a number, and whoever you pick.
You ready for me to pick it now?
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Number 2.
Number 2? Let me go ahead and get number 2. All right, congratulations to box 2. You can put number 2 back in there because box 2 stay there. You might have a chance to win 500 too. So I'll stay around, and like I said, in about 18 minutes, I'm gonna lock the boxes. Whoever's here is gonna be here. Whoever's not, maybe next week they stay the whole time. But all right, So let me go ahead and move on along, man. So I want y'all to listen to this. This woman went off, right? I guess she was at the gym and a scenario happened. And so she went off on black men, but I'm gonna talk about this, man. And this is why because I don't think people really understand this, but why most black men don't protect black women probably the way that they probably should and could. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hear what she got to say, and let's go ahead and speak on it.
White man today at the YMCA told me to get off of a machine because he so-called was using a machine when he wasn't. So he tried to use intimidation tactics and tried to antagonize me to get off of the machine. And I stood my ground and I looked directly at him and I said that I will not get off this machine because I pay for this membership as well as you do it. I am scanning the gym and I see him talking to this girl. And I'm just looking around and I said, okay, I'm assuming that it's his girlfriend because again, I got one eye open with him because he was slamming stuff around and I don't know what he is capable of, right? So he said something to her and she walks over to me and says, hey, I was using that machine. So at this point, I'm pissed off. And I'm saying, okay. I said, you know what? I said, leave me the alone. I said, I know he sent you over here to fuck me because he did the same thing over there. He was standing in behind her as if he was protecting her, even though I know that he sent that over there to say something to me. You understand? So one thing led to another. So at this point, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel highly threatened because I am the only black woman in there. So I grabbed the weight and I said, look, don't you take a towards me. And I genuinely mean that. So everybody's looking at us and then they say, the employees walk over and say, hey, what's going on, blah, 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 this and the third. She immediately tried to play victim. Well, all I was asking her, no, you were trying to intimidate me. I'll say all this to say this. There were two black men present when I was getting into it with these people, okay? This big, buff, 300-pound white male was walking towards me. You know what they did? They sat there like cowards. They sat there like cowards. And black men, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is why. Nobody respects you. Nobody is respecting your women either. And y'all sat there like the fucking little stooges and was laughing and thought the shit was motherfucking. You notice, okay, when the white woman walked towards me, the white male was standing behind her, even if he knew she was wrong, because he knew she was wrong. But because it's the principle behind certain things, he knew to still protect her, regardless of her being wrong or right. And this is something that you black men cannot grasp. You know why? Because you spend day online arguing about 50-50 and arguing about what black women ain't doing and everything is fucking black women fault. The whole time they out here antagonizing and fucking intimidating black women in public, and we do not feel safe and we do not feel protected. Okay, but you know what? I'm fucking land a plane with this one. I'm gonna land a plane with this one, and I'm speaking directly to you black women when I say this. Get you a fucking pew pew. Don't you wait on nobody to stand up and do a thing. I told them motherfuckers in there. Don't you take a now, don't take another motherfucking step towards me. And if you want to get stupid, we can go outside of my motherfucking front. The bitter reality is, black women, you are alone. You are by yourself and you are not protected. Because the rich overpowered, okay? They are overpowered by these tap dance. Like I told them motherfucking a white man today.
All right. So we heard she said a whole mouthful. So do you want to go ahead with this, or do you want me to go ahead with this?
One, that's just one incident in your whole entire life, right? He never said from 1 year to another 6 months that she has been going through all this. She never said in different places, nothing. This is just one. Bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people, right? I had to learn that when something like this happens to me, it doesn't project everything and everybody. Like you could have a great life at 90. You've lived 90 years. But this one incident is going to make you think that black men are cowards and that they don't protect black women. Things are going to happen to you and they're not going to go the way that you want them to go. And as far as the other men, they probably got wives at home, kids at home, whatever at home. They come protect you and they go out in this parking lot and either get the hell beat out of them or shot. And then they don't go back to their families. Two, if they protect you, who knows that you might have some jealous ass boyfriend who comes back and be like, because you know how men think, if you do anything for a woman, they always assume you're sleeping with them or you want them or whatever. So the two men that didn't do anything, because one, they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know if you was the aggressor or if the white person is the aggressor. It's a gym, it's loud. So that means for people to stop and see you, you are loud. because it's loud in the gym. Just the ambiance is loud. We ain't talking about the music, people exercising. So everybody's looking, wondering what's going on. And then if the police is called and you standing there looking silly with a woman that you ain't never met a day in your life, and that police officer decides, you know what, I'm locking all y'all up tonight because I don't know who did what until I look at the camera and see, then you in trouble. So I don't like that video at all. Don't be telling all black women that they ain't safe, and don't be hating all black men because of that one thing that happened to you. Because most time, what I try to tell people, it ain't that serious. It's happened to me. I've seen somebody walk away at Planet Fitness. I go use it. He's like, oh man, I'm still using it. I said, okay. Or I'll be using the machine and do be like, well, can we share it? So I'll do whatever. Then so you could have just de-escalated and went and let them use it, and then when they never come back, but you want to stand on principle and ground about a gym that you don't even own. Like to me, it just wasn't that serious. I don't know how she grew up or what happened in her lifetime, but I think that could have been de-escalated. And just because you're sitting there trying to stand your ground, you want innocent people to come in and help you in a situation that they knew nothing about.
Man, there's so many ways and angles and approaches I can have to this. So I'm gonna try to keep this where I don't go too far out, right? Mm-hmm. First and foremost, I gotta commend that dude because you don't address the woman. If you got a woman with you, it's your woman's job to address that woman. They didn't go about it the right way, you know, but at least he tapped her on her and tagged her in. That woman didn't have a man to tag in. And that's the problem. Because there's a large group that say they don't need me. And then they dog me in. Like her energy, why would I want to put my life on the line or put my safety on the line for this kind of energy? Because let me tell you, man, a woman that's real soft and feminine and if we see an aggressive man, women be amazed. Dudes will run to their safety in a second. But the moment they see any sign that you're aggressive, they'll be like, oh, she got it. They're not going to jump in. And this is where equality got you. You know what I'm saying? This is where trading in the government assistance and everything for the government to step into place of a man, this is what it got you. Now men are getting to the point by large numbers, and women too, but I'm going to just stick to men, where a lot of men just don't care anymore. I don't think, man, and I try to, when I have conversations with men, I let them know that, like, I need you to pay attention. There's a lot of dudes that's just throwing up the white flag. Even before they date, I'm talking about the young dudes that don't even have experience. They hearing the experiences of other men and they throwing up the white flag, and it's like, what the hell was going on? Something got to give, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, man, this is, okay, and if she talking about women got to go get a pow or a pew or whatever she said. Okay, so if you go to prison, who going to protect your kids now? What about the kids? See, this is why it's a patriarch, and this is why a patriarch is important. Because the man is who protects the woman. The woman protects who?
The children.
So if the woman becomes the protector, and she's doing all the protecting, then who's protecting the children? Because if something happens to the mom, then what happens to the children? Do they go to the home? Do they go to the grandmother? Or do they go to that weird uncle or aunt? Do they go to that person that got a weird family member that's over there touch kids? See, people don't think about that stuff. So, you know, man, I would just suggest, ladies, when y'all out, you know, man, and men need to do it too. It do need to be both ways. But if y'all want protection from men, man, there has to be some kind of respect for men. There's a big lack of respect for men, and I'm telling y'all watching it, these dudes, they not caring. They gonna watch y'all gonna be lifting heavy stuff, and they gonna walk past y'all like they don't see y'all. And these are y'all sons. These are ones y'all think that I ain't raised my son to be like that. No, these gonna be your sons. These your sons gonna be doing stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. And again, that's what I was saying in the beginning. They don't have no obligation to you. Now, I mean, yeah, in society, any woman, it don't even have to be a black woman.
No, we don't.
Any woman.
It just be a thing. It was expected.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we see a woman in trouble, we see a woman struggling to carry something. Oh, hey, let me get that for you. But now dudes don't even want to do that because the way women's behavior and attitudes is now, dudes don't even want to help women. They don't want anything. More and more men are giving up. I'm telling y'all. Watching the next 20 years, y'all think it's bad now. The shit ain't hit the fan. Give it another 20. And watch where the state of men be.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it didn't matter what race or creed or ethnicity. Usually, a man, if they see somebody struggling, not even fighting, I mean, just a woman struggling, changing a tire, she looks like she has a bad day, whatever, they're like, "Are you okay?" Usually, it's just "I'm okay, okay, fine, walk away." So yeah, but like you said, it's getting to that point where should I risk my life for a stranger, right? Before I know why I'm dying. You know,
or do I even want to be doing
if the woman is the aggressor and she's doing all this, why should I lose my life for something that she has started? Now, in this narrative, she didn't start anything. But again, nobody knows what's going on. It's not like everybody was in a circle when this happened. The only reason they knew an argument started because they got loud enough for people to stop and see. If you ain't never been in a gym, then you don't know what I'm talking about. Loud enough for people to stop and turn around like, what are they screaming over there for? You know what I'm saying? So now,
you know the crazy part, Sky? Think about this. Men, we used to ride public transportation, right? And when we see a woman struggling, the one thing we used to do, always used to do, is get up and give her a seat up to a woman that, you know, when we see a woman, it was this art nature. So just get up and move and let her have the seat. Dudes would look at women, even pregnant women, and just look at them and stay where they at. They won't even, I'm telling y'all ladies, y'all don't understand. These dudes is giving up. And y'all pay attention. Y'all, chivalry been dead. They burying it, not 60, they burying that, they cremate it. They ain't even burying chivalry no more. They cremate this shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this next video, I'm gonna show y'all, right? This is a prime example of things that women do, of why men don't, a lot of men just giving up and they don't respect them. I think the social media is really doing a number on y'all. I think it's doing a number on all of us, but it's really doing a number on females. This female, this next story I'm talking about, is this woman got on the internet, right? And she talked about her baby daddy pissing in the bed. You know what I'm saying? And she talked bad about the dude. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? But that should be in the privacy of your own home. Why do you gotta run to the internet to do this?
Hey, AK, I'm sorry, go ahead, Daniel.
No, you good, Scott. It's like, why do they gotta go to the internet to do this? I want y'all to listen to this, right? And then tell me if this is somebody you want to protect, man, if you out there and you come across. Absolutely. So without further ado, let's hear this woman berate her baby daddy, boyfriend.
Absolutely. Congratulations, AK. Congratulations.
Every day, piss. He just piss for no reason. A man that piss in the bed, I do not want. These niggas going around talking so hard, but pee in the fucking bed. Nigga, what woman wants you pee in the fucking bed? You is pissing. You is pissing.
I mean, it's funny.
You pissing. Oh, God, you pissing. Nigga, I can't even get comfortable in the bed. People running down my bike. And so this nigga don't do nothing but piss in the fucking bed. Pissing nigga. Look, you piss in the bed. You piss, ain't got no money, ain't got shit. You ain't got nothing, Fred. Fred ain't got nothing. Fred hard, pee in the bed. Pissing in the bed. Pissing booty bitch. Try to act hard. Ain't got nobody. Who wants somebody, Fred? And y'all, why y'all didn't
this, man. Ladies, I want y'all to hear me and hear my advice and just please take this. No matter what you and your man got going on, do not embarrass him on the internet. Because we see a couple weeks ago, it cost a young woman her life. Now her kids got to grow up without their mama because of pride. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Man, these dudes out here crash dummies. Some of them, just because they taking a lot, don't mean that they're going to keep taking a lot. Do not challenge these dudes. There's nothing more dangerous in the world than an emotional man. Nothing more dangerous than a man that can't control his emotions. For her to do this proves what? What is she getting out of this?
I don't know.
She ain't getting paid.
I have no clue, but this is the social media, right? So she went on social media to embarrass him, but she really embarrassed herself. And after listening,
because now they're gonna be teasing. You know, Sky, we talked about this before. Kids are the most cruel people on the planet. Kids don't have no filter. What do you think all them kids gonna be talking about that kid's daddy now? Your daddy pee in the bed, and now he got to defend his dad. So now he got to take ass whoopings because you decided to get on the internet to embarrass a man that you laid down with and let his pissy ass bust in your wall.
Hey, DJ.
And now, you know, what are you getting out of it? You hurting not only him, you hurting your kid too.
But after listening to the video, well, first of all, it doesn't. Well, hold on. Two points. One about the pee. Sometimes, and we all know this, you can grow up, but your bladder might not grow up. There are grown kids that still 8, 9, 10 pee in the bed because of bladder problems. There are older men, 50, 60, 70 years old, that wear what do you call them, diapers, adult diapers. There's
they got adult diapers. Yeah.
So I guess she's trying to say he's in that middle 30s, 40s where he shouldn't be able to pee in the bed. You don't know what type of medical problem that man got while he's peeing in the bed as a grown man. He didn't go to the doctor for that. Two, when she went online, that was not about the pee. Listen to the things she said. He ain't got nobody. He ain't got no money. That's what she's mad about. You didn't lay down with a man that you thought had this status that doesn't. He can't do this. He can't do that. But like you said, Damo, you don't want to lay down with him and had the children, right? So it was more about hurting his pride than his pee. Because hell, even if I run into the man, I don't give a damn you peed in the bed. It's your business. But I do give a damn that your baby mama that you picked is now trying to blast you and use the narrative of you peeing to basically say that you ain't SHIT in life. And that's where she has to be careful. Because you, like you said, those emotions, when a man feels like he can't protect, he can't provide, he can't make any money, and then here you are, the woman that he's laying down with, you poking the bear. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, and I hate to say this because I'm not against domestic violence, but sometimes women will poke and poke until he can't do it no more, and then that's when he's in jail.
I don't get it. The challenge, a lot of these men who didn't have any fathers around, who are raised in the image of women, who do not have any control. They got testosterone mixed with emotion. That is dangerous. That is very dangerous. Even I, as a man, don't even want. I get away from men that's like that because I can smell it. You know what I'm saying? I can smell that energy on it. I get away because they're going to take one situation and lose their freedom or life over what? I'm not going to get in the ring with nobody like that unless I really, really have to.
Yeah.
But I stay away from folks like that, man.
Yeah. But on each side, it's her fault for not vetting him to find out what type of man she wanted. She wanted some hood dude that sells dope and got the fancy car. That's what she should have waited to get. On his end, it's his fault for not vetting her to realize that you're the type of woman that would do some stuff like this when things don't go your way. So I blame both of them, to be honest with you, because you didn't take the time to get to know each other.
Yep.
And like you said, kids are cruel. So not only gonna talk about you, but they're gonna talk about your daddy too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you be in the bed like your daddy be in the bed? You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna talk about you both.
Oh, man.
And David,
Not like your daddy be in the bed.
yeah,
Man.
and David, what did you say? Once it's online, it's on there forever, right? So
Yeah.
now,
It's on there forever, man. That man's gonna be 70 years old, and they're gonna be like, yeah, remember when you used to piss the bed? Come here, old yellow. Come here, old yellow. Man, that's diabolical.
Man, that is diabolical, man. That's just crazy. Absolutely.
Y'all, we gonna move
It's that
on. This internet boy. When we come back, we gonna get to some more music. When we come back, we're gonna talk about these UPS, FedEx layoffs, man. 20,000 drivers that they laid off. So we're gonna get into that, but man, we gotta take a break for a minute, get into some music. Thank y'all. If y'all can take the time right now, do us a huge favor. Y'all really can help us out by sharing the live. No matter what platform you on, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, or Bigo, Instagram, share the live, tell your friends about it, man. If you have especially if you're having a good time, you know, like we are. So just tell people about it. We're gonna go ahead and get to some music, y'all. We will be right back after these messages.
Instagram or Facebook, Snapchat me a pic of what you cook. I bet it tastes good. Can't wait to get back home. Sick of playing on this phone. Baby, I'll be home tonight. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming home. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming home to sweet lady. All is well. Thoughts of your love all day, that's all I have in my mind. So it's time for love itself. The mood is just right, baby. You're all I smell. Mixtures of your perfume, candlelight and Hennessy. Sexy red lingerie, don't know what joy it brings to me. Fills me with ecstasy. Sexually hit my phone, baby, and I'll be there instantly. On Twitter, kick Instagram or Facebook. Snapchat me a pic of what you cook. I bet it tastes good. Can't wait to get back home. Sick of playing on this phone. Baby, I'll be home tonight. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming home. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming home to you. Now I can see it in your eyes that you want it, waiting for me to give it to you. So I just give it to you like you never got it, digging more and more into you. Because I'm ready for some action. Come on, let's make it happen. Yes, I'm a total package, guarantee satisfaction. All night long with this kind of love. Push that speed up and just hit me up. On Twitter, kick Instagram or Facebook. Snapchat me a pic of what you cook. I bet it tastes good. Can't wait to get back home. Sick of playing on this phone. Baby, I'll be home tonight. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming home. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming home to you.
Well, right after I run across the map, girl, I'ma be right back to the crib. Just chill, we gon' kick it a little. Better speak it how you feel before the woods doze off on this pill. Hope my cup don't spill. You know that it's always real. You know what you do to me. Play all my brother slow jams while you screwing me. All of you is cool with me. Pulling down my Gucci jeans. Promise my phone not gon' ring. Just get on the mic and sing. She know when I'm on the scene. I don't call and barely text. Tonight she hit me up coincidentally when I saw my ex. Be cool, babe, I'm on my way. Like 2 neighborhoods away. Never thought I'd feel this way. Thought about you like all day. Ain't turn up tonight. I'm on a turn down Sprite. I doubt my dog, I'm finna flight. He said bet like a fight. I'm just deep up in the streets. I'm trying to feel my nuts. And later on, I'ma try to skeet it on your butt.
On Twitter, kick Instagram or Facebook. Snapchat me a pic of what you cook. I bet it tastes good. Can't wait to get back home. Sick of playing on this phone. Baby, I'll be home tonight.
All right, y'all, we back, man. We are into hour 2. I'm gonna go ahead and play this, man, because I think this is just crazy. This put in perspective of why it probably, as y'all know, I've been going on about 3 weeks with my AC been down. And it took a whole week for them to call to get the part, bro. A whole week for them to get the part. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Well, now I know what's going on. We can't get the part because they laying off all these UPS workers. So, without further ado,
We're going to turn to UPS announcing layoffs for 20,000 workers and the closing of some facilities. Rebecca Jarvis is back with the big picture. Good morning again, Rebecca.
Yeah, nice to see you, Michael. And these are big job cuts coming to UPS. The company announcing that they will lay off those 20,000 workers and close a number of facilities as it dramatically reduces shipments of Amazon packages, something that's been in the works for quite some time. Like so many companies recently, though, UPS also saying it won't be able to forecast future guidance given the current macroeconomic uncertainty with tariffs. Railroad companies, trucking, airline, and shipping companies have all felt significant slowdowns recently, with U.S. companies effectively sitting on their hands waiting to see how long and how impactful President Trump's tariffs will be on their businesses. Shippers experienced this surge in traffic early in the year as U.S. businesses raced to get ahead of the tariffs and stockpile merchandise and supplies. And now we have this ongoing uncertainty. The more of it that we see, the longer it lasts, the more concerned economists are that it will lead to further job cuts at all sorts of companies, Robin.
Okay, and we're going to have more from you in just a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, Rebecca, thanks.
all right, so that's UPS. Now let's go on over to FedEx. And this actually affected some people down the road in Memphis. So, and I also heard that USPS is going to be making cuts too. Because, you know, all this is happening, they saying, because of the federal cuts. So let's hear what they got going on at FedEx.
The secret to fix yellow nails.
That ain't it. Hold on.
Did you know toenail fungus has little to do with hygiene, yeast, or mold?
Well, more bad news. More layoffs are hitting Memphis. Yesterday, we told you Methodist Lebanon Healthcare was cutting jobs. Today, FedEx confirmed more cuts are coming to the Bluff City. And as ABC 24's Lauren Turman tells us, with federal cuts under the Trump administration still very fresh, Memphians think this is just the beginning.
Just one day after Methodist Lebanon Healthcare confirmed it's laying off more than 160 people, part of a consolidation plan tied to a steady drop in birth rates at its Methodist South facility, FedEx is now also cutting jobs in Memphis.
I worked for FedEx for 17 years, and that was one of their policies, to never lay off people, even during recessions or whatever. And so that's shocking to hear.
FedEx says fewer than 15 positions will be cut, all within the company's solutions, a sales support unit. This comes just months after officials in Lebanon, Tennessee announced more than 200 layoffs between May 9th and May 30th. A spokesperson tells us in a statement, "We are working directly with affected individuals to ensure they have support during this transition." But some Memphians say, given the recent federal department job cuts, it's no real surprise.
That's laid off a bunch of people, and everybody's scared. No, you know, these companies don't want to invest.
FedEx also announced today that its executive vice president is stepping down after the company says it hit its target of cutting $4 billion in structural costs, mainly through its Network 2.0 and Drive initiatives. And while these layoffs are hitting close to home,
well, most people I know is okay, but there's a lot of people that call say they're looking for jobs. So I think it's pretty bad, as I stated earlier. But I think that our jobs in Memphis just got to know where to go.
So that's where we at, man. A lot of people losing their jobs. Did you want to go ahead and touch on this first, or you want me to go ahead and?
Well, as far as layoffs, and I've been laid off twice in my entire life. I've been laid off at Hertz at the Nashville airport. After 3.5 years, I was laid off at O'Reilly's in their warehouse after 3.5 years. So it sucked. But back then, it was much easier to get unemployment. A lot of these people that I researched, they're saying they're having a hard time getting unemployment for those who get laid off. Not everybody, but some. But when I worked at Amazon for about 7 years, when I first got there, every year they would do what they call a buyout, right? So every year they would do, if you want to walk away, $3,000 cash, or not cash, but whatever, $3,000. But here was the thing: you can never work for Amazon again or any of its affiliates, right? Then after that, then after that, it's like, we're not going to do that. Now we're going to just give you $1,000 for every year that you work. So if you made it past 3 years or 4 years, it'll be 4,000, 5,000, 6. It was a cap, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but let's just say you worked 8 years and you took the $8,000 buyout. Was it worth that you can never work for Amazon or its affiliates again? So with these buyouts, I'm just wondering, is there a clause in the contract saying that you cannot work for UPS, FedEx, or any of their affiliates? Let's say when the economy gets back to where everybody wants it to be or whatever, and they're back hiring drivers and stuff, can I come back if I take the buyout? Because with Amazon, you could not. You couldn't come back. You took the buyout, or you could stay. A lot of people didn't take the buyout. They just stayed because they needed a weekly or monthly, whatever, paycheck every month. Some did, but some didn't. So that's my only concern about this situation, that if I take the buyout, let's say I've been there 10 years, like you said, 18,000. Let's say in 2026, they start hiring back drivers. Can I come back? Or if I take this buyout, it's like Amazon, I'm done.
Here's what I think. And I heard Anton Daniels, because that's a platform, his podcast I listen to, the Millionaire Morning Show or whatever. He was speaking on this. And he said something that was very interesting. And I'm going to definitely pay attention to AI. AI coming in, because we hear it at Amazon, the whispers, Amazon laying off all these employees, because now there's an arm race for AI, artificial intelligence, to replace people. And I can see that. I can see them telling the people on the floor that, hey, we're hiring you as truck driver. Because they're going to take less than the truck drivers they got now, right? Because to them, it's a raise. So they're going to pit the people in the warehouses against the truck drivers, and then they're going to replace the people in the warehouse, I wouldn't be shocked, with artificial intelligence. Because it's funny that these layoffs are happening with UPS and FedEx. Something ain't right. Something ain't being said, or they ain't being honest about something. Because they laying off drivers. Drivers are the ones you least can lay off. If anybody you can lay off is who? The people in the warehouse.
You have to have freight somehow. You got to get it to the markets or wherever the hell you're dropping your product off.
Yeah.
So
that just lets me know that they're probably gonna do what? Replace them with people in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Who's probably gonna get a bump and raise, and they're gonna be like, yeah, I'll drive this truck.
Yeah. And everybody's putting a lot of stock in AI, which is great, depending on what you're doing. But I don't want right now a UPS truck to drive itself, right? And then a damn half human robot coming to my door right now. It's just, in my mind, it's unfathomable, right? But if it gets to that point, you still have to have human beings to work on these machines, because they basically will be like cars. You still have to have mechanics.
That's where it's going to move.
So if we're just going to use our common sense, if the world is turning towards AI, then start going to school for things, learn how to work in tech for AI, mechanical AI, marketing AI. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to, when these companies have AIs, they're still going to have human beings to do some type of work on these AIs, whether it's software, robots, cars, planes. Then start moving more towards that than going to school trying to be a rock therapist or whatever the hell people go to school to be. So that's what I would try to do as an entrepreneur. I'm thinking, this is where the world is going. Then what can I do to solve a problem? Because nothing's perfect. There's going to be problems with AIs. What can I do to solve that problem in the next 5 to 10 years?
You know what you're speaking of? This happened in the movie. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Remember, the daddy worked in a toothpaste factory, and he was the dude putting the cap on the toothpaste. And then they came in and replaced him with robots that did it. And what did he go ahead and do?
What's that?
He became the mechanic that worked on the damn machines that put the tops on. So you got to evolve. You are absolutely right. That's what we're moving to. So the people with the least educated gonna suffer. And the bad part about it is the people that go out and get education, you better be able to pay for it. Because if not, then them loans, they gonna come after y'all. I don't know what make y'all think y'all can take out money that you know you ain't got and you ain't gonna have to pay it back. I don't know what give y'all that idea. They ain't gonna get their money. Y'all taking out house notes for school. So if you're gonna take out a house note to go to school, you better go to school for something productive. Like you said, Sky, in the field there, when you come out, even if you can't get, you can start it yourself. Because that's really where they're trying to push us toward. Having multiple sources of income.
I mean, think about temp services. Right? When I used to go to temp services back in the day, they would say, what can you do and what are you qualified? And then they would send me out to those jobs, right? Ready labor, labor days, whatever they call them. Those temp services are not going anywhere. They're just going to adapt to what the company or the entrepreneur or the client needs. So now all y'all talking about, I can do constructions, I can excavate, I can do landscape. Well, no, we need people who can go work on AI. So they're gonna pull those applications first and then call you and say, hey, can you go work for $3 an hour at this company at AI? So everybody who is, I won't say smart enough because I don't like saying people are not smart, but everybody who has that instinct, I'm not panicking. All they're gonna do is pivot to where what is needed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Man, this next topic we're gonna talk about how to bring value to a man, right? This woman was on this podcast. Man, I think she gave a brilliant response when they asked her. And most women don't know how to answer this. I'm being straight up honest. Most women, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't really have a man around, it ain't like you go to a man that raised you and you can ask them these questions. So if you don't know, you don't know. All right. But this woman, I think y'all should take her advice, ladies. Listen to what she's saying and take her advice. Because what y'all think men want compared to what men actually need, two totally different things. Totally different things. What y'all think we want and what we actually need. So without further ado, let me go ahead and cut this music, man. I know the people on Bigo, y'all can't hear this music because it's kind of real low on y'all end. But my people on all the other sites, they can hear it. So I want them to be able to hear this really well. Again, if y'all listening, if y'all can share the live for us, we would appreciate that. I cannot say that. I can't stress that enough. Sharing the live really, 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 really helps us. All right? So let's hear what this sister got to say, man.
Let me give you value. You're saying all the right things. So you want to give a man value? Absolutely. I'm trying to multiply it. Oh my goodness. You saying all the right things. Okay, let me ask you this, right? So you say you want to bring some value. How do you bring value to? You told me you're going to pray over man, which is very valuable, right? You're going to bring peace. You're going to be submissive. What else of value you going to bring? So that's a good question, right? Because I need the women to listen to me. Yeah, right? Teach them something. So since high school, I've been learning stocks, right? Yeah. Now, when I began, I was not good at it. Yeah. But because I learned to keep perfecting and using my craft and learning from it, learning to multiply money. First, I did it for myself when I was younger, right? Yeah. But then I understood the value that I could bring to a man by doing that, especially if he is not educated in the trading market, in the investment market. Yeah. Learning how to invest in properties, learning how to invest in the money and multiplying his success. Women don't understand that if she could just learn how to flip his bag from 1 to 3 times. Listen, I've had so many women on my podcast, and I asked them this question, and they say absolutely nothing. You are the first woman who actually came on here and said something of actual tangible value. We on podcasts all the time. They say, I bring peace. Nobody has ever said, I'm learning skills to where I can flip his bag. Absolutely. That's ridiculous that you're the first woman who has ever said something.
I gotta cut that short.
Yeah.
Man, ladies, to all my ladies listening, do y'all know how powerful and valuable that is? You know the great thing about a woman like this? She don't have to ask and depend on what do he make? What did he make per year? I need a man to make 6 figures. You know why a woman like that ain't gonna worry about what a man make? Because she could take it and triple it.
Yeah.
She could take it and triple it.
And I think that's a tool. That's an option. Yeah. I guess it depends on what the man needs, because she said she could teach him investments and how to flip a bag, right?
He may already know.
So
that.
then the other women that was on the podcast and said, I'll bring peace and solidarity. That's just as important as teaching him how to flip the bag.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you bring that plus flipping the bag, then hell, you wifey material now, right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't like how he knocked the other women for what they thought that they could bring a man, because for some men that's just what they want. They want to come home and just. But some men want to come home and their wife is there on the computer talking about, I bought this and bought that, we buying this property. So yeah, I can see it both ways, Damo.
Man, you are absolutely right. Actually, I think peace is the number one thing, because you can't even have unity without peace. So in order to be unified, you have to have peace first and foremost. But I think it's important because most men, on average, they make less. It's only 10% making 6 figures. So the importance of what she's saying, right? We see right now where there's this, a man need to make this amount of money for me to even give him a shot. But if your value that you can bring is, if you're a female and you got a skill, you didn't. I got a friend that's like this, that lives in Atlanta. Husband is in the real estate, and that's all she does is stocks and stuff. So she probably able to take what he can, what he make, and because she probably don't have no 9 to 5. She's probably the stay-at-home person, right? She can take that money and flip it. So when you got a woman that can do that, do you know how valuable that is? You know how much pressure that takes off of a man too? Because this is something we don't talk about. Most relationships, the number one end to most relationships have to do with finances. Finances is what is the number one killer of most marriages and relationships. So if you got a dude that got a craft and he make a good amount, he make money, but he don't really know how to invest and stuff like that. Yeah, he's a carpenter. Yes, he's a plumber. Yes, he's an electrician. He know how to bring in the bag, but he hasn't never been taught to flip the bag. But that's what you're skilled at, and you bring peace. Oh, that's a home run.
And peace can be defined in a different way. You can have a woman that might not can help you flip, but she can teach you not how to lose it, right? If you have a woman at home where she stay at home when she work and gives you the freedom to go out in this world and make your mistakes, because all successful people make mistakes, plenty of them, and you have that safety,
or she know
or you have a safety net, or you have a safety net to fall back on because she's doing whatever, and all the mistakes you make, you can fall on that safety net, then bounce back up. That's just as good as you helping me flip. But if I know how to flip and I know business, I just need somebody like, man, I made a bad investment, then she catches you and then pushes you back out there, like, get on back out there, you know what I'm saying? So what he's saying and what she's saying, I do agree. It's just, it depends on the man and his needs. So get to know the man, right? So let's just take up dating as business, right? You sitting with a woman, the woman sitting with you, find out what his problems are, what his pain is.
What you can add.
When you solve those, because of what entrepreneurship is, we just solve problems. You solve that problem and pain in that man's life, whatever it is, then you wife and material. You ain't bringing no crap.
This is why it's important to work on yourself too, Sky, before you even think about marriage. This is why. Because you gotta the question you need to ask yourself, men or women, is what can you add to the other person to add value to them? How can y'all take both skill sets and put them together and come up and build a great life for both of you?
Absolutely. I mean, it could be the simplest thing. She could come to the table like, I ain't got no money, I'm broke. Well, this is what I need. I need somebody to answer these phone calls and do emails with me. Can you do that for me? You know, like, I don't even need you right to do all these things that women or men are thinking. It's the simple, small things that if you can take care of the stuff that I can't do or don't like, oh yeah, you good to go. That's just my preference. I ain't talking about everybody, but I'm just saying, yeah. So I agree with both of them. I just the only part I didn't like when he was like, well, the other women said pieces. Well, that's what all that man might need. If he's making 6 figures, he might not need his woman to help him flip. He just need to come home, bath ran, cook, house clean, massage. You know, that's about all he just needs. You know what I'm saying? So if she brings it to the table, then you know.
And you know, I think the part that he missed out, because this was a chance for him to really, you know, man, harp on this or hit on this fact. Can a woman add to you or do she take away?
Absolutely.
Because really, that's the question. That's really what you're getting at. Does the woman add to you or does she take away from you? Is she an addition or is she a woman that comes in and, you know, and brings chaos and spin, you know? That's not adding to you.
Right.
So that's the question. It's the same thing we need to ask ourselves. Are we adding to this woman's life? Or are we subtracting?
But let me add on to that, Damo, because it's a double-edged sword because nobody's perfect. So in any relationships, you're going to have your strengths and your weaknesses. So our strengths add, but our weaknesses subtract. Can y'all manage that? Because when I come to the table, my weaknesses is going to subtract whatever's in this relationship because I'm weak at it. Your weakness is going to subtract what's in this relationship. But can our strengths overcome the weaknesses? Because you're going to have good days and bad days. And when you can have a balance like that, oh, then you untouchable. What's up, Naj?
Man, I absolutely love this discussion. I agree with you on this. I think he missed a very important, but you hit on it. So I'm glad that you hit on it. I wish he would have, because this really would have made this an excellent segment.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's important. What you said is very important. It's not just that. Adding value is not just, you know, man, stocks and bonds. It's peace. It's knowing how to be a teammate. It's all of those things.
Because
adding value can come in so many different ways. And I wish he would have harped on that because you're right. He downplayed them other women because, adding peace and that is important. You know what I'm saying?
Peace and freedom.
It's important
Absolutely,
too. So, yep. All right, and so this next subject we're gonna talk about is are women who are 40 and over, are they invisible? Because many of them seem to think so. So I'm gonna play this clip, and then Sky Man, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna speak on it. Let me scroll up and see if this is up or down. I thought it was an interesting take. And then last but not least, this woman did something that I think, if you got daughters, your daughters, even sons, you never shack up. You never shack up with somebody that you just in a relationship with. I'm a strong believer in y'all should have your own spot. Until y'all decide to take it to another level, which is marriage, have your own spot. If y'all want to spend a night at one person or the other's house, fine. But I am not one to believe that people need to be shacking up and moving in. And this woman gonna talk about this, but we're gonna listen to this first.
50s and 60s are officially invisible.
Is there anyone else out there in their 40s like me who feels kind of invisible? Like, I'm not as cute as I was in my 20s and 30s. I'm definitely not as fit as I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't have as much hair as I used to have. It's literally falling off, like, the top of my head.
Well, you do become a little more invisible the older you get as a woman. Unfortunately, I don't get asked out on a lot of dates. I never get asked out on dates. I don't know if it's being 55 in Los Angeles or if it's just a strange town.
What is the biggest confidence killer for women over 50? Men over 50. They never look at you anymore.
25, I felt like I was starting to fade. I felt like I was starting to go invisible. I felt dismissed. I felt ignored. I felt like I was washed up.
When I was 15, I started modeling, and it was a very hard thing to walk away from. And around the age of 45,
she was gorgeous.
I started noticing that the way I was perceived was slightly different than what I had become used to. And then I would put photos of myself in bikinis. All of a sudden, I started getting the influx of, "Are you a little desperate there, Grandma? How about you cover up and spare us the look of your poor aging body?" I was sort of getting relinquished to the invisible women category.
See, so for all the women who think,
Man,
Okay, well, that's a lot to unpack, because you're going off of these women feel invisible. Why? Is it something they're doing or not doing? Or is it something that the men over 40 and 50 are doing or not doing? Or as times have gotten so bad that, hell, people are just willing to be alone. They don't want to get married. They don't want to have dogs. They don't want to have kids. They don't want to have grandkids. Like, if some of these men are probably not going after y'all, not because of the way you look, but hell, like Damo said, only 10% of us is making six figures. So, like you say, you have to get yourself together. I have to get myself together before I can come and approach you at any age. You know what I'm saying? So that's, for me, that's a lot to unravel. So you go ahead, Damo.
Man, let me start with this first. Because I know on Beagle, it seemed like I got more ladies on this panel on my Beagle. I don't know what's going on YouTube, Facebook, and whatnot. But to my ladies listening, when y'all young, take advantage of y'all youth. Do not act like that you got all this time, because you don't. Because you are at your highest as far as like a man's desire for you when you're at your peak. Most women think, oh, it's because now I'm mature and I got an education and I got this and I got that. No, that is not the case. You know what I'm saying? You want to take advantage when you got them nice looking legs and your buttocks and your breasts sitting high and whatnot. Take advantage. Take advantage, man. What Smokey say? Take advantage. Take advantage, man. Take advantage. Because here's what happened. When men get to their 40s and 50s, most of these men that get up to their 50s, they done probably been through a divorce and lost half of their shit. So they not looking to date, because dating does what for them?
Yeah. Good question. Good question.
Because think about this, guy. I mean, we men, so we can talk about this. 50, single, been through a marriage, been divorced, now I'm back on the market. Now I ain't got to answer the who's that woman and who is you talking to when you come home. I ain't got to answer them questions. So why would I want to go ahead and become monogamous to a person that's old and wrinkled like me, when I could just be out here young, doing whatever I want to do? I got money, a pocket full of money. You know what I'm saying? And she got a nice, smooth ass. You know what I'm saying? And that people be like, oh, that ain't right. That's what it is. People gonna take advantage in life where they can take advantage. And that's what happens. And unfortunately, them dudes that's in y'all age, they ain't looking for y'all. Because they done just divorced one of y'all. Think about it. And then they got to commit to you for what? And then they got to deal with, your attitude and, man, your menopause and all that. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. People think that they got a husband, and men think that they got a wife waiting for them when y'all older. No, y'all don't. If you ain't did that shit by a certain age, it's all but over. I ain't gonna say it's over. Hey, thank y'all for leveling the group. I appreciate it. If y'all haven't done that, y'all better don't act, because beauty has a time limit on it. It got a time limit. Like Tyra Banks ain't Tyra Banks. She ain't the Tyra Banks that we grew up and loved. Now there's women that stepped into where she was now. She competing with them women. Beyonce. Beyonce ain't what she. I mean, she's still beautiful, but she ain't what she once was. Now there's some younger women, 21, 22, 23, 25, that done stepped into that. No kids and everything. So, man, be kind, be humble, and be aware. Be aware.
Absolutely. And then another variable is we could go back to hell. Now, maybe for every one man in the United States, it might be 6 or 7 women. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's a lot to unpackage on why a lot of these women feel invisible, because if a lot of y'all want that monogamous one person relationship till you die, well, a lot of these men at now at any age is like, you know what? I don't know if I want to just be with one person till I die just yet. You know what I'm saying? I might want to go out and test the waters or have multiple women. So that's another reason you could feel invisible, why nobody's talking to you, because you might not be that unicorn that they're looking for, right? So again, I couldn't answer that because it's too much to unpackage on the woman's side and the man's side. There's too many variables on why men ain't picking you, chivalry is dying. It might not even be your age. It might not be your money. It's too many things to say why you're single when you want to be in a committed relationship.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with being single. If you want to be single, you can be single. But do not think that, man, that you got all these chances. Because I'm going to tell you, you don't. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but the chances of it happening, if we speak in the reality, it's slim enough. I'm just going to tell you. If you got a situation, it's not good, work it out. People always say, well, how did you and such last this long? It's simple. Don't quit. You want something to last long, the simple fix to that is don't quit. If you don't quit, it'll last a long time. Dang, man. But it's unfortunate that that's like that. And that's the scary part about AI. Is that a lot of people men and women gonna be replaced by AI or artificial intelligence or artificial intelligence. Damn, I can't even speak right now. I'm so damn hot. I'm hot in my studio, y'all. So, but y'all gonna be replaced. It's gonna get harder and harder for y'all. Value the time you got.
Well, go back to what we just said, right? So, as entrepreneurs, right, when they come out with these AIs, especially for women, because you just said what we just listened to, and statistics say in by 2050, a lot of women are going to be single and unmarried and single mamas and baby mamas. Then me, in about 5 or 10 years, I'm going to put my money in stocks on men robots that look like men, because if a lot of these women can't get real men, they're going to be the ones buying all these AI men with the penises and the hair and the six-pack. So either I'm going to be working or being a part of that industry, or I'm going to put my money in that industry, because statistics is just saying now, for what that woman is saying, she's basically emotionally lonely. And AI is going to give you everything you need to be that happy woman, to be seen.
Man, what a world we about to live in. I'm glad I don't want to be around when some of this shit take place.
Yeah, I Robot, y'all, Will Smith.
Man. Sky, we're going to go ahead and do the drawing.
Okay.
We got box 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So I'm going to have you pull one of the numbers, and then whoever's number you pull, I'm just going to drop on.
Okay. Here we go, y'all. I'm checking the little thing right now. Pull it out. Number 6.
Number 6? All right. Let me go ahead and... Y'all, we do this every Tuesday. Please tell y'all people... I want to drop a hot gift on them so I can heat the room up. I think next week I'm going to do that so I can heat the room up early, and then that way we get more traction to come in.
Absolutely. Damo is literally dropping gems. You know how we say figuratively dropping gems? He's literally dropping gems in bingo. So in bingo. So y'all go follow him, and if you on this panel, when we on Tuesday, you might get literally gems dropped to you.
Yeah, hold on. I am looking through the gift thing. And we got one, that's not the hot gift that I want. So hold on, let me go through. I gotta take my time and make sure I find this. I could have did a kiss me gift, but I was like, I'm gonna do something that kind of heats up the room. The gift that I want, though, I do not see it. For the people that's on Bigo, that's not, that don't understand, the hot gifts are the ones that got the fire next to them. And when you have people throw those on you, what it does is it heats up the room and attracts a lot of attention. Hold on, let's see if this. No, that's not it. That's not it. I thought that was it, but it's not. So I'm about to just get ready to throw a gift on them because I don't see it. So hold on. I'm just taking my time strolling through. While I'm doing that, let me play this next video. Sky, we're going to get into this. This woman did something. Ladies, I want y'all to pay attention to this. Do not ever, if you got kids, especially daughters or sons, teach them do not move in with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And this girl made a move that was a bad move. Hold on, it's loading up. And while it's loading up, I'm going to see if I can find this hot gift. This hot gift been all week I've been seeing this. And the moment I want to throw it, it is no longer there. And I know I'm not moving that fast. Hold on. It was playing and the volume was down.
Whatsoever. I would occasionally pick up groceries, and I definitely took care of his dog. I took care of the majority of the cooking. Paid $0. I was in a previous relationship with a provider man in which I paid $0 in living expenses or personal expenses, and I do not think that the conversation around 50-50 and women dating for money is productive or healthy for a lot of young women. I lived with my partner when I was in this relationship, and I moved into his apartment that he had already been living in. I was like 25 at the time, so I didn't even think about getting added to the lease. And I, from the jump, didn't pay a dime in shared expenses whatsoever. I would occasionally pick up groceries, and I definitely took care of his dog. I took care of the majority of the cooking, cleaning, things like that. So there was some ways where I was pulling my weight, but financially, no. And then eventually, towards the end of the relationship, he had already been paying my phone bill. He had been paying my car insurance, any shopping money I needed, anytime we went out to eat, all him. I eventually had quit my job with his permission because I was just dealing with some mental health stuff, and I was a teacher, and it was just not working for me. So he had agreed that it was totally okay financially if I quit my job just for a time and figured out a new career path or something else to do. And so about a month or two after I quit my job, I was doing freelance work, gig work, things like that, starting to become a journalist. And I still wasn't making nearly enough money to provide for myself whatsoever. And he unexpectedly broke up with me out of the blue, completely blindsided me. And in that moment, when he said, I want to break up, I cannot describe to you the brokenness and the emptiness and the aloneness that I felt. Because number one, I'm losing the person that I love, obviously, and I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with my partner. Number two, I don't have a job. I don't have anything to fall back on stability-wise. And number three, he's paying for all my shit. So it's what am I supposed to do now? Because we live together. I obviously have to move out and try to do it as quickly as I can because he clearly doesn't want me here anymore. So it's I was not set up for any kind of safety net or backup plan whatsoever. And that is where I think the conversation is missing a huge key piece that is so crucial, especially for vulnerable and impressionable young women in this economy. Believe me, I am as radical, angry, leftist feminist as they come. I totally agree that we live in an extremely inequitable, patriarchal society where women are so oppressed in so many ways, and the wage gap is real. I agree that emotional and domestic labor is so inequitable, especially when it comes to women living with men. So I get it, trust me. And I fully think that it is perfectly okay for women and men to have a mutually agreed upon providership relationship, whether it's an SD type or whether it's a legit romantic partnership. Whatever floats your boat, I totally am down with. However, you need to have a backup plan in place. Take it from me. This is especially true if you are like me and you're in your 30s or older, and you are kind of educating young women about the idea of a providership or being in a relationship with an older man or a man who makes a lot more money, or just has more resources. All of the men that I've dated have been older. All of the men that I've dated have had significantly more income than I did. However, now I know from that relationship on, I have never put myself in a position where I was relying on those men financially. And if I ever would again, I would have so many backup plans in place. I would have separate savings accounts that they do not have access to. I would have investment accounts that they pour into that they do not have access to. Nothing that man can fuck up for you or fuck you over with should exist in that relationship. Especially if you don't have a job or any other source of your own personal income, you've gotta not give that man a single inch when it comes to room for fucking your life up financially.
All right, Sky. That's a back too.
We have been doing this show, I guess, going on 2 years. And a couple of things we talk about, we agree or disagree or whatever. But one thing I've never done is just hype myself up, beat my chest, or aggrandize myself, just say, I told you so. But this moment, I'm going to take and do this. So y'all picture this moment of Sky Black telling everybody, I told you so. That who has been on this show saying you need a backup plan? This guy. Who's been saying you need a plan B? This guy. Boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, marriage. I don't give a damn. Business partners, you always need a backup plan because you never know when your partner, no matter what it is, business or personal, is going to pull the rug from up under you, divorce you, cheat, do this. But most people are well, if you really love me, why are we having this, or why do we sign prenups and all? No, you need a backup plan. You need a secret account, like she just said. Did she not just say that, Damo? A secret account to where nobody can touch it but you. You only know what's in there. And when somebody F's you over, you ain't sitting there looking silly. She is my theme song now. That woman finally proved what Sky Black has been saying for 2 years. She put all her eggs in one basket with this guy. When they first got together, it's like marriage. When you get married, you never think about divorcing that person. It's all sunny and roses. How long were they together before he said it's over? Did she say?
Man, he just said, she said one day he came home, was like, I want to break up.
Okay, let's just say 3 to 5 years they was together. One day, he didn't email her, he didn't do nothing. If there was no signs that he wanted to break up, right? Usually you see the signs. He just came in one day and said, get the hell out, it's over. I'm about to bring the next woman in. We don't know if she had family to live with. She claimed she had no money. He was paying her cell phone, her insurance, schooling, all of this stuff that he could literally just take away. So yes, listen to me when I tell y'all, I don't give a shit, excuse my language, how much in love you are in somebody. I don't care how long you've been married, none of that stuff. You need a plan B. Thank you to that woman in that video that finally gave me legs and a foundation to stand on after 2 years of saying plan B, not the birth control, plan B for your life. Go ahead, Damo.
Man, I'm just going to say this. None of that would have been an issue if she had her own place.
Yeah. There you go.
Right?
Right.
None of, I mean, you ain't got no kid with them. Why aren't you working? You had a job. You talking about you took the easy route. You took the easy route, and you thought you had a dad. You thought you had somebody that was gonna take care of you the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And turned around, and he did a 180 on your ass and went the other way. If you had your own spot, none of this would never be an issue. This is why you always had your own spot. I told a young dude that I was cool with. I was like, man, you about to give up your house to move in with your old lady? Okay, I know that she got a house. But that's her house.
Yeah.
Anytime she get mad at you, you gotta go. Mm-hmm. You gonna give up where you stay to move in with her?
Mm-hmm.
Because it all sounds fine and dandy. Oh, we gonna save money until it don't work out.
Until it don't
work out. You ain't gotta worry about it, because now you ain't got nowhere to hefty. Now you with a hefty bag. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. You know, and I had this conversation not too long ago. Even squirrels and chipmunks and stuff have common sense. They know during the summer they got a plethora of nuts. But you know what they do with some of those nuts? They save them. Because they know when wintertime comes, it's scarce. It's a drought. Even dogs, if you give a dog a bone, he's going to bury a couple of those bones because he knows somewhere down the line, it might not be enough food, but I know where I buried these bones to come back if I need them. Why is it animals are smarter than some humans? Animals know how to preserve. Even bears save enough food for when they hibernate. They ain't got to go out in the winter and go hunt. Do you see what I'm saying? Why ain't humans like that? Why are y'all not saving? Through the good years, that's when you need to be saving, because somewhere in your life, I don't care what you've done, you're going to have bad years. And when it happens, you ain't in that, oh my God, you know you have something over here. Most people feel like when you have a plan B or you have something behind their back, oh, you don't trust me, oh, you don't love me, damn that. Like you said, at the end of the day you wake up and you don't want to be bothered with me or you don't want to do business with me, I'm not going to be sitting there with my ass out like the old folks you say. I'm not going to be assed out because that makes no sense. That's just common sense. No college, high school, middle school, none of that. That's common sense. That's human and animalistic common sense to have a backup plan.
And why would you become so dependent on somebody where there's no commitment? There's no commitment.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But think about it, Damo. Even people that's committed that's marriage, the divorce rate is what, 60% now? So even people that's committed break up. Like you said, she wasn't even committed. So you really got one leg in the grave. The people who's been committed are going through divorce courts. You ain't even committed. People who have kids can't stay together. You had no kids. It's like, what was you? Now maybe this is the 1930s and 40s.
This is why if your parent is not the role model and you let outside sources have more of an influence on the way your kid think than you do, then that is a failure.
This show has come full circle. Now, maybe if it was the 30s and 40s, maybe women back then thought, well, hell, I ain't going nowhere. This is going to happen. I'm going to be with him till I die. In 2025, them damn days is over. Like he said, it goes full circle with this whole show that we have done. Your parents, if they your role model, should have taught you at least common sense. I ain't saying nobody has to be Einstein, but damn, y'all, come on.
That's what you learn. It all comes full circle. Because, man, then your kids suffer. They suffer consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like this. You know? Because they watch it. Their idea of how a relationship or marriage goes, most of it is based off of what they seen growing up.
Absolutely.
Up close and personal. Other relationships have an impact, but not like what they just seen up like their parents, their mom or their dad.
That's true. That is absolutely true. So y'all take a good look at this video. Save this video because this might be the one of few times that Sky Black has really beaten his chest and say that I told you. So thank you for finding that video, Damo. Because a lot of people always think that I'm crazy the way I think. Well, this might not happen. What do you mean this might not happen? Unless you can predict the future. You don't know what can happen. And let's just say in a perfect world, your spouse dies. They never cheated, lied, put you out. God took them home. You still assed out if you don't know how to take care of yourself or you don't have a plan B. You still assed out. So it ain't even about cheating and leaving and being spiteful. Sometimes it just happens. That's why you have life insurance. Stuff just happens. You know what I'm saying? And you still assed out. So that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with having a plan B. That's all I'm saying.
Man, Sky, I had so much damn show. Man, this was so damn fun, man.
Especially for me.
And all the people that interacted with us, man, I can't wait to see the numbers here.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to let you go ahead and do the honors and shouting out everybody that you can see on all the other platforms.
Well, thank y'all for the ones on Instagram. Shouts out to Naj, Faith, DJ David Lackey Jr., AK Angela, and congratulations on getting custody of your child, AK. I'm proud of you. Nice. Who else? Miranda G. Thank y'all for commenting and sharing and liking. Thanks to everybody on Damos and on Bigo and his YouTube and Facebook and things like that. We enjoy it on Tuesday. We can talk. Y'all can talk. It's a good conversation, you know, because, and a lot of people always ask, well, are you bashing this or bashing that? First of all, Damo does a great job with the show every Tuesday, right? If nobody puts anything online, what can Damo go find? Damo don't wake up and call people and say, will you please post about your baby daddy peeing in the bed? She put that online on herself. So Damo finds it. We talk about it. We agree, disagree. Y'all can agree or disagree. That's what makes this show so fun. So I'm glad that y'all join us on Tuesdays, and thank y'all.
And you know, I wanted to add to that too, Sky. I don't think there's nothing wrong with shaming. Personally, I think we need to get back to it. Because I think that's how we've come to having the sexy reds and some of the behavior that we have in our community. Because, man, we frown upon shaming like it's a bad thing. No, some things need to be shamed. You know, I was listening to this. Being on Section 8, Sky, you can attest to this. Being on welfare was a shameful thing.
Back then, that sure was.
And that's a good thing. Because, man, it's bad when you become dependent on everybody needs help. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But just becoming dependent on it, that's a problem.
Right.
Depending on any government, especially our government, is a problem. So it needs to be shamed. You know, I wish somebody would shame me to say, you know what, when I grow up, I ain't gonna be on welfare. I'm gonna work hard. You know what I'm saying? Go to college, get me a good job, buy me a house or two, some land, own me multiple cars. If that's what shaming does, then yes. If shaming allows females to go back to not where they can count their body count on one hand, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. If you shaming and something, you know, man, and it turns into something good. That's why they're against Charleston White. Because Charleston White, man, he takes the mirror and he be like, look. So it's a good thing to shame. People look at shaming, man, they do it to their kids. When y'all chastising your kids over something they do, y'all shaming them. Y'all don't be like, you know, man, y'all don't look at other people parenting their kids and be like, why are you shaming your kid? Y'all shame your kids. But the results always speak for themselves.
Right. And you know what, Damo? Even those women back then that was on the government assistance, you know, they had and I'm saying this one more time, a plan B. Because like you said, you was ashamed to be on government assistance. So let's say you was only for a couple of years.
You wasn't proud of that?
Right, but you did your best to get off of it to go, right? Now what Trump is telling everybody, you have 2 years to get your plan B together. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. That's all, because if you don't light a fire under somebody's behind, and even if you do, people gonna be who people gonna be. But some people, if you don't light a fire under their behind, they won't get up.
They'll never grow. So I think it's a good thing. Man, Sky, did you want to go ahead and as we close this out, you want to plug in anything you got going on tonight?
Yes, well, thank you for having it at the bottom of the screen. So tonight, the D Bling Radio Show brought to you by Inhumane Championship Wrestling. This Saturday, Paraguard, Arkansas. Sky Black versus Crusher Colo. Your Hyamania champion will be there. Don't forget, Hyamania 2 is coming up September 20th. So this is why all this is happening, because we're getting ready to go into Hyamania 2. So tonight, the D-Bling Radio Show, of course, we have new music. They at the bottom of the screen, offtopradio.com. That is offtopradio.com. We also stream that same music on offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. If you are an artist and you have music, please send it to me at skyblack@gmail.com. That is skyblack@gmail.com. Or if you know anybody who needs radio play. So everybody tune in tonight. Don't forget, Thursdays is the other music, the R&B, soul, rock, alternative, all that other stuff. Same time, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The radio station is 24 hours. So once you click on the link, you can listen to music 24 hours. But those specific shows are coming on those 2 days. So thanks to everybody who listens and participates in it. And again, y'all, on Tuesdays, Tuesdays is the favorite day of the week because it's the Nashville Caveman podcast. We don't take this show for granted because things happen on some Tuesdays. We can't do it. Hell, the world might blow up tomorrow, then it won't be another Tuesday. So thank y'all for joining and allowing us to do this. Because when me, you, and the other guy, I won't say his name, when we were thinking about doing this, who knew 2 years would go by? Well, we're almost at 2 years. Would go by like that.
Right. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing a growth, a steady growth. Again, to my people on Bigo, man, we really growing on Bigo also. Every Tuesday, I suggest y'all get here at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And y'all see box 2, box 6. Box 2 won 300 diamonds. Box 6 had 500 diamonds. And then I actually gave them even extra diamonds, all right? So come through, have fun with us. Every Tuesday, we will be giving, if you are a host, this is an easy way to get diamonds. Instead of going to people's pages and giving them gifts, no, we're going to bring them here. You know what I'm saying? And the gifts are going to get larger and larger. So tell y'all friends, that's other hosts, if y'all part of a Bigo family, let them know. Get in, first come, first serve. And then after that first hour, we lock the boxes. If you're not here, you won't qualify for them 500 diamonds. At some point, it's going to be 1,000. At some point, it's going to be 5,000. All right? And I'm thinking about what I'm going to do is for my people to qualify for the gifts that's like 1,000 or more, they're going to have to subscribe to the Bigo page. So they're going to have to subscribe, and that's the way that they're going to be able to qualify. I'm still working out them details. But I think for the ones that want a chance for anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 diamonds, they're going to have to subscribe. Before I change what it's going to cost to subscribe, I would advise y'all now to subscribe now. Subscribe for a year so this will not affect you. Because I think before my birthday in September, that's when it's going to be concrete. All right? Well, I'm going to have a monthly subscription. So get in now, subscribe as fast as you can. But other than that, man, I just wanted to leave with this. Were you finished? Because I didn't want to.
Yes, sir. No, go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to leave with this, man. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. So don't worry about the things that you can't control. Only concern yourself with the things you can. Everything else, put it in God's hands. And remember, if you woke up on this half of the dirt, and you go to sleep on this half of the dirt, please claim victory over the day. That is a big victory. Because it's a lot of folks that they're going to wake up and not go to sleep. And then there's going to be some folks that's not going to wake up at all. So always keep that in mind, y'all.
That's true. But thank y'all so much.
Next Tuesday, my brother.
Absolutely. We will see y'all.
Peace, love. And until next time, make sure also that y'all follow, y'all share the link. There will be a recap. So make sure y'all follow the recap, okay?